All right. Well, listen, some great games in college football coming up this weekend, including Penn State. That's right, Penn State, Ohio State. To discuss that and all of his locks is Uncle Jamie. Uncle Jamie's college football locks of the week, brought to you by Central City Toyota, 55 years on Chestnut Street in the heart of University City, centralcitytoyota.com. The general manager of Central City Toyota, Uncle Jamie Haberly, joins us. Uncle Jamie.
Jon Marks, how are you? Nothing worse than the kid showing up who's 15 years old in an Eagles jersey. But even worse, he shows up in a Wentz jersey.
so a dated jersey that he would never wear. It's a
worse, right? Even worse.
Or a Donovan jersey from Modell's that's in terrible condition.
Exactly correct.
Actually, when I think of when Mischief Night was really Mischief Night, it was when you were probably in high school in the 80s, where you just messed stuff up. No one did anything about it. It was almost accepted and assumed that you were going to get egged and you were going to get toilet papered.
I will say this: that was better than Christmas Mischief Night when I was in high school. That was the biggest night, man. The biggest night.
Not anymore. It's been shut down. All right. Despite Penn State fans who won't stop whining that it's a 12 o'clock game on Saturday, and by the way, it's a 12 o'clock game because it's the big Fox game. It's a Fox game at 12 o'clock. It's the Big Ten game. That's why it's not a night game. So the night game sucks this week. Yeah. So stop whining, Penn State fans. James Franklin had to come out yesterday and talk about how they're excited for the 12 o'clock game. It's ridiculous. Anyway, Ohio State comes into Beaver Stadium in Happy Valley, Uncle Jamie, as 3.5-point favorites, even though Penn State is ranked ahead of them. When you look at the polls, what is your thought on this game?
So I think if you're someone who's betting, run away from this game as far as you can. You don't know what's going to go on Drew Aller. It's a game time decision on the Penn State quarterback. Who knows what Ohio State is? You see them, you see how they're playing. I mean, they barely got by Nebraska. My team, Nebraska, they got blown out by Indiana 56-7. Who knows what this game is going to hold? I'll tell you, the line tells you 3.5 at home. Penn State. It's a 12 o'clock game, so you lose some of that night juice. So I think it gets down to Ryan Day and James Franklin in this spot. This is the kind of game that Ryan Day does well in. It's not quite prime time. It's a high-level game. He's playing Penn State, which he generally does well against. So pile all that together. Aller, if he does play, is going to be diminished. Let's take Ohio State in the points.
Yeah, Ryan Day punches down very well. He doesn't punch up well.
Yeah, agreed.
And James Franklin, I would say, doesn't punch up well and punches down well. Listen, we'll see. I agree with you. It's a game that I would stay away from. 3.5 points leads you to Ohio State. If Penn State, if the quarterback isn't healthy and he goes out there and he plays, but he's not healthy, it's maybe even worse. But yeah, this is Penn State, and the numbers are out there. James Franklin has not fared well against the Ohio States and the Michigans and those teams. So if they're able to get a win, this would be huge for Penn State. So
yeah.
That also plays into it. Like, at some point, they got to win one of these games. At some point, they got to, and maybe this is the year, because I don't know about Ohio State this year. I really don't.
Yeah, nor do I. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of team chemistry when you watch that team.
All right, Texas A&M, South Carolina. This is actually the ABC game at night. A&M on the road, 3.5-point favorites. Impressive win last week against LSU. They go on the road against South Carolina. What do you think about this game?
I will say this to you. Marcel Reed, the quarterback that they put in, they've been alternating Connor Wegman and Marcel Reed. They put in Reed last week. He was dynamic in that game against LSU. I mean, just totally turned my prognostication on its head. This is a classic trap game. They're coming in. They're big favorites, primetime game, going to South Carolina. Not easy to pay in South Carolina at night. It's a trap game. Then they're off for 2 weeks. Next week, then they follow up with McNeese State. So they don't have a lot coming, Texas A&M, other than Texas. I think this game is the line is tight because of what Vegas is saying, that this is going to be a toss-up kind of game. I think A&M gets the win, but I'm going to take Carolina and take the points that I'm getting from on the line. I think that it's a toss-up game.
Yeah, I agree with you. a big emotional win against LSU where now, like, look, A&M's arrived, and you go on the road in a tough environment, and you get a battle that you weren't necessarily expecting.
With a freshman quarterback with a quick hook that they got Wegman sitting there, so the kid doesn't play well. They put Wegman in, changes the dynamic of the offense. I think that this is one of those kind of games.
Pitt SMU. I was just talking to Keith Pompey of the Inquirer. He is a Pitt alum and a big Panther fan. Yeah. SMU huge favorites. They're at home, but still 7.5-point favorites over Pitt. Kind of an SMU line there. What do you think?
John, when was the last time that we talked about SMU in any substantial way? 1985, the Pony Express.
Where they got the death penalty afterwards.
For the death penalty, right? Exactly. God, they were doing NIL. They were doing NIL but 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So once again, the line screams to me here because if you watch Pitt, and I've seen Pitt on 4 or 5 games this year, they have looked great. Their quarterback looks great. Narduzzi, that offense that he's running looked great. But then you have a 7.5-point line going into Dallas against SMU. They have a dynamic running quarterback with this kid Daniels. He can throw it. He can run it. He reminds you of Jaden Daniels a little bit, just in his frame and how he sets up. I love LSU in this game. I think Pitt comes in and gets hammered.
All right, there you have it. Central City Toyota in the heart of University City. Largest service and parts dealership in the city of Philadelphia, which reminds me, Jamie, I wasn't able to make it down on Wednesday, but next Wednesday, I need 4 new tires on the Sienna. I'm coming down on Wednesday. So I need the tires. Yeah. So I'll see you on Wednesday. All right. And again, if you need
fans out there, see Jon Marks and his van at Central City Toyota.
I'll be there Wednesday, probably 9:30, 9:45. So if you want to yell at me, I'll be there. Central City Toyota in the heart of University City, 55 years on Chestnut Street. If you're working in the city, drop your car off to get service. They'll drive you to your office and pick you up on the shuttle or pickup and delivery service. That's right. On an appointment basis, they'll pick the car up, service it, deliver it back. CentralCityToyota.com for all of that. And if you're looking to upgrade your ride, Central City has an amazing selection of certified vehicles, and they have some cars under $12,000 if you're on a budget. CentralCityToyota.com. Uncle Jamie, good luck. We'll talk next week.
See you next week.
We all silly like the mayor.